Whew. What is up, people? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be testing the durability of something that I've been curious about for a while. And while they're virtually the same product, I want to see what makes one better than the other and why. And that product is tungsten. Tungsten weights are a hit in the bass fishing world, and for a couple reasons. One, they're more dense than lead, so they sink a little bit differently, as well as you're able to get different weight sets out of different sizes, and you get a smaller, more compact weight in more weight. So, you know, a half-ounce tungsten is going to be smaller in size than a half-ounce lead weight. So that helps for situations like pitching and flipping, because you want to be able to get into tighter areas more efficiently. So it definitely helps in situations like that. Plus the feeling of it, dragging it along rocks, being able to tell the bottom contour and what the bottom is made up of seems to be the biggest factor when comparing tungsten to lead. And I do think that's true. I do think you feel more with tungsten. It vibrates differently when it hits different things. And if you have something like braid on, you're going to feel every little difference in the bottom of whatever you're fishing. So that's the reason I fish tungsten. It is expensive, more expensive than lead. Lead's a pretty cheap substance to begin with. But tungsten is getting cheaper, and it's getting more abundant, and it's being used more widespread now more than ever. The shift to tungsten-based products might be more widespread as the years go on. And like I said, things are getting cheaper, things are getting more abundant, competition is coming out across the field. I happen to be on a team of anglers that represents a company that sells tungsten. That company is Swagger Tungsten. To me, there's reasons why I chose Swagger over other companies. One is the integrity of the owner. The owner of Swagger, Travis, is hands down one of the best people in the world. He's great to his team. He's to bass fish just like us. He's not some guy who just wants to make money off tungsten. He is a hammer. I'm not gonna lie. He whips his Phoenix boats around Minnesota over there and catches some janes. So that's part of the main reason. And the other reason is that he was doing things in the tungsten world before all these other companies were. So the no chip stuff, stamping his weights so you could easily identify the weights on them. So he had his stamp inside his punching and his flipping weights before anybody else did. He, like I said, the no chip he did before anybody else. And then now he's got the shroom heads, the tungsten net heads, which those were an absolute game changer. He's got some really cool colors that I really like. That scorch color is one of my favorites, and I'll use it in whatever application. Some people get really finicky about the color of their weight and the color of their tungsten. I don't. I absolutely do not care about the color, and I'll throw that scorch color wherever, whenever, because it's pretty cool. He does have that Vader line, that no chip line, and yeah, they don't chip, and that's what I'm gonna test today. I'm going to test that line, that Vader line. It's a flip and weight, and I'm going to compare it to another company's tungsten, similar weight, similar size. Like I said, virtually the same product, and see if it holds up the same way that the Swagger does. If you're wondering what the other company's name is, I'm not going to say it, but it rhymes with boo. And rhymes with moo and smoo and shwoo. Oh, was that too close? We're not getting into that. Regardless, let's get this scientific test going. So it's gonna consist of two things. The main thing is I'm gonna cast a tungsten weight at a wall 100 times. 100 casts at a concrete wall to see how badly this weight is damaged. I'm going to cast it pretty hard too, and I'm going to be as consistent as possible between the 100 casts. So 100 with the Swagger, 100 with the tungsten weight to see which is more durable. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is something that Travis kind of sold me on when we were talking about Swagger, is that the insert inside the weight is actually one of the best polished inserts inside a tungsten weight that you can get on the market. And I'm going to test to see if that's any different between the two products, and to see if you get line wear with that insert. So let's go ahead and conduct some scientific tests, starting with those two, and then maybe we'll do a couple more after that, depending on, you know, how long this is going. So let's get to it. The first thing to point out is I'm going to be using the same rod and reel for this test. I'm also going to be using the same line. This is a 20-pound fluoro leader. It's a Sunline Sniper 20-pound, and I'm just going to use a 3/0 EWG, and I'm probably going to throw soft plastic on just for the sake of seeing how durable the whole setup itself is, full weight, the whole shebang. So let's get going on getting that rigged up. Another piece that's really important is that I'm using the same knot. I'm going to use the same bobber stop. We're going to peg the weight just so I don't have to deal with trying to reset it every single time it hits the friggin' wall. That's very important. It's a 7-foot favorite Big Sexy. It's a medium heavy, and I have it paired up with a Shimano Corrado with 30-pound braid on it to that 20-pound leader. Let's throw soft plastic on it, just a random one. I'll see what I got. This is the first up will be the Vader series, the Swagger Tungsten Vader series. This is a 3/8 ounce weight. It's a 3/8 ounce weight from the other company too, so keeping it scientific here. Throw Reactions Innovations Kinky Beaver on it, and just so we get the full profile of this as far as like a flipping scenario goes. Why a Kinky Beaver, you ask? Because I don't really care about it, and I don't care if it gets destroyed. Okay, good talk. Alright, so as you can see, we're ready to go. We got a flipping set up. Let's go throw it up against the wall 100 times. This is so dumb. Over here, you can see the concrete wall. I am, for scientific purposes, 8 feet. I'll be about 8 feet from the wall. Yeah, a foot longer than this rod. So, you know, let's back it up a little bit. How about that? We're about 10 feet from the wall, so let's get this stepping. 1, 2. It's gonna be a while. 3, 4, 5. 5 casts in, nothing, not even a mark so far. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, so we're 20 casts in, and just some paint from the wall, not anything on the actual weight itself. So as you can see, there's no actual scuffs or paint marks. It's just the paint, it's just the marks from the actual stuff coming off the wall into this. You can see it all over the bait too. So alright, here we go. We're at 20. 21. Alright, that's 50. Just hit 50. So let's check it out. No paint is coming off of this. It's literally just the paint from the wall. Plastic's getting shredded. And the leader ain't doing so hot, but the weight itself, as you can see, is doing pretty okay. No paint is chipped off of this. It's still smooth. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Alright, 50 more. This sucks. My arm's getting tired. 75. All right, so that's 75. My arm's tired, so let's take a break. All right, so still no chipping of the paint. Like, yeah, it's taking on the paint of the wall because this wall is old and it's like breaking apart onto it, but there's no visible paint chipping on it. I mean, it's still the same quality that it was when I started, which is pretty freaking dandy. All right, so we got 25 more. Let's see what we got. $96, $97, $98, $99, $100. All right, 100 casts directly at a concrete wall, and I mean, like, you could see that there's paint from the wall on it, but the paint that came on the actual weight did not chip off. So the Vader series, which claims to be no chip, is in fact no chip. Strange, I know. It's weird when a company makes a claim and it actually backs it up. As you can see, this bait got pounded, so it's pretty torn apart, but we're gonna leave it on because consistency, folks. This is science. Excuse me, I burped. So let's get the other brand's tungsten tied on, and we'll move the leader up a little bit because this is pretty beat up from getting hit by the wall too. So I'll be back in, I don't know, 2 seconds. I got the that other brand Schmidt Boo rigged up. Same setup, same hook, same bait, same line, same rod, same reel, same bobber stop. Let's see how many casts it goes before it chips. If it chips, we'll see. Let's find out. All right, here we go. 100 casts. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we've gone 5 casts, and it's not looking good. I mean, that's a chip. It's also a dent. The Vader didn't dent at all. It didn't, you know, there weren't scratches necessarily. There were in some places, but not like this quickly. It took me about 50 casts to even get a mark into the tungsten. This one, it's already showing visible signs of that, especially around the rim here, where you don't want that because that's a part that will touch the line. So yeah, let's give it another few casts. Eight, 9, 10. All right, so that's 10 total casts, and it's not looking good. It's a chip. There's a chip. I already have a chip. In 10 casts, I have a chip. That Vader, I had none in 100. So I think that kind of speaks for itself. We're gonna really chip this thing now. See how long it takes before I get like a significant chip. Here we go. All right, we have significant chipping all along that bottom edge there. So as you can see, I mean, there's a lot going on around there. Not conducive to what you want to be doing with this. As you can see, it'll actually catch that line and fray it. So I'm going to stop there. That was 20 casts, and we're already in a place where I would not feel comfortable about fishing this tungsten because of those chips and the marks that it's getting. Like I said, that Vader didn't get any of that, so that's a win for the Swagger Vader series for sure. And like I said, disclaimer, I'm on the team, but the reason I'm on the team is because of things like this, is because companies skip corners just to get a product to market and make it cheaper or anything like that, and you lose quality, obviously, and it's clear in this. And for a similarly priced product to Swagger, you're better off getting Swagger. And like I said, disclaimer, I'm on the team. I use their products. Yes, I get a discount on it, but I still pay for that stuff. I still chose Swagger before I chose any of the other brands before I was on the team. I was using Swagger prior to that. And I think this test kind of speaks for itself. You know, if you had a fish on and this bobber stop rolled up and it flipped and it pulled this weight down, and you had some serious rubbage on the bottom of that weight, I mean, even this 20 pound fluoro is gonna go. Like, it's gonna break. I mean, I got fraying in my line. I got all sorts of problems going on. Like I said, I would not be comfortable fishing this in a tournament situation when it looks like this. So, yeah, check box for Swagger. Cha-ching! Here's some bad news. One, this video is probably already pretty long, so we're not going to go much longer. And second of all, I destroyed my only piece of Shmoo-Boo Tungsten that I had. Wouldn't really be right and fair to do the second test, that line test, with it being all torn up like this, because I think that would definitely affect what I was going to do. So I'm going to hold off on that second video, or that second test, for another video, so I can get a fresh piece of Shmoo-Boo Tungsten before I do that test. And yeah, I mean, this was telling for me. It is better, clearly. It went 100 casts without dents, scratches, or paint chips. This one went 10 before it got a paint chip. It went 5 before it got dented. So you make the call. Anyways, if you want Swagger Tungsten at a discount, I have a code down in the description. You can use my code. It helps me out. It helps Swagger out for sure. And it'll help you out in the end, because like I said, they have so many different products. They have worm weights, flipping weights, punching weights, the shroom heads, drop shot weights, nail weights, everything you can think of. And it's really quality tackle. And he doesn't spare any expense with this stuff, and that's why you do pay a premium for it. But you clearly get a better product. And this one test showed that. So anyways, be on the lookout for that second video. Code down below. What else? Check. Swagger Tungsten rules. Love ya. Peace.